Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise to co-sponsor Senate Resolution number 256, condemning the recent public statements issued by the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, directed against Philippine officials and institutions. The question now, Mr. President, is bawal na po bang kondinahin natin ang mga pahayag ng China laban sa ating mga opisyal at mga pinagagawa nito sa ating teritoryo? Isa lang po ang tanong, bawal na po ba? Kasi sa huli ko pong basa, ayon po sa ating konstitusyon, ay meron po tayong kalayaan sa pagpapahayag. There is freedom of speech, Mr. President. And I also want to remind not only the Embassy of China, but other diplomatic missions as well in our country, that in the Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations of 1961, it clearly states one of the functions of a diplomatic mission includes promoting friendly relations between the sending state and the receiving state, tayo po yun, and the developing their economic, cultural, and scientific relations. A diplomatic agent shall enjoy immunity from criminal of the receiving state, immunity from criminal cases of the receiving state. He shall enjoy immunity from its civil and administrative jurisdiction with exceptions. Without prejudice, though, to their privileges and immunity, it is the duty of all persons enjoying such privileges and immunities to respect laws and regulations of the receiving state. They also have a duty not to interfere in the internal affairs of the state. Paalala ko po, and I would like to remind all our diplomatic missions to please review the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations of 1961. Mr. President, malinaw din po sa Section 7, Article 2 of the 1987 Constitution that in our relations with other states, the paramount consideration shall always be national sovereignty, territorial integrity, national interest, and the right to self-determination. For years, the Philippines has acted with restraint and good faith. We have pursued peaceful negotiations. We have exhausted legal remedies and diplomatic processes. We have chosen dialogue over confrontation, law over force, and cooperation over conflict. But despite these efforts, China continues to engage in acts that intimidate and harass our fisher folks, endanger our Coast Guard, and question the authority of our institutions. Let me be clear, Mr. President, our commitment to peace does not mean acquiescence. Our preference for diplomacy does not mean silence in the face of bullying. We will not tolerate statements or actions that demean our officials, undermine our sovereignty, or erode our national dignity. There comes a time when a nation must speak with clarity and firmness. And that time is now, Mr. President. It is time to stand for our country, to defend our people, and to assert peacefully but firmly that the Philippines will not be treated as less than an equal. For this reason, I fully and unequivocally support this resolution. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Next to co-sponsor the measure, Mr. President,
Yes.
is Senator J.V. Ejercito. Be recognized.
Senator J.B. Ejercito is recognized.
Mr. President, my dear colleagues, good afternoon. Tinuturing ko pong pagtaguyod ng aking sinumpang tungkulin sa ating konstitusyon at sa minamahal nating bayan bilang halal na senador ng Republika ng Pilipinas ang pagtindig at pagsuporta sa proposed Senate Resolution number 256. Mr. President, let me reiterate my position yesterday. Hindi po tayo magpipikit mata at magbibingi-bingihan at lalong hindi po mali ang tumindig para sa interes ng Pilipinas at soberenya ng ating bansa. For the record, dear colleagues, we also want to find a way to restore our relationship and extend once more the hand of friendship to the People's Republic of China. We recognize that this relationship runs deep, not just between our two governments, but between our two peoples. However, any effort to repair and restore this relationship must be rooted in mutual respect as equals, as sovereign members of the community of nations. Mr. President, siguro po hindi nakakatuwa na marinig sa Chinese Embassy officials, sa bagong katatalaga pala na ambassador, ang mga salitang hindi magaganda sa ating mga mismong opisyal na tayo po ang host country. Kung ganito po ay dapat siguro ay hindi pa naman natin idideklara person ng grata, pero kung ganito ay sana'y palitan po siya dahil hindi nakakatulong sa tensyonado ng sitwasyon ng ating bansa. Ang ambassador sana po ay dinadaan sa diplomasya para maayos, maging maganda ang relasyon ng China at Pilipinas. Pero kung ganito po, ang pag-uugali at karakter ng bagong ambassador ay hindi po makakatulong sa relasyon ng China at Pilipinas. Mr. President, the arbitral award that was hard-won under the legal framework of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, is a fact that international law that no amount of coercion or distortion can erase. And our friends of the People's Republic must come to understand that asserting our rights as a sovereign nation is not provocation, nor is it a duty that will shirk from even in the face of forceful intimidation. Tinataguyod po natin ito para sa mga mangingisdang Pilipino na halos araw-araw hinaharap ang pananakot ng pambobomba ng tubig ng mga dambuhalang barko ng mga dayuhan para lamang makapangisda sa sarili nating karagatan. Para din po ito sa ating po mga Coast Guard na binubuli ng mga mas malalaking barko mula sa China. Kasama po ninyo ang representasyong ito at ang inyong Senado sa matatag na pagtindig para sa bandila, para sa bayan. Dahil ang sa Pilipinas ay sa Pilipinas at hindi natin kailanman isusuko ang ating kasarilan. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
we have two other colleagues. Senator Raffy Tulfo would like to insert for the record his sponsorship of the measure, as well as Senator Lauren Legarda. Both will insert to the record.
Senator Raffy Tulfo and
Senator Lauren Legarda.
Lauren Legarda.
Yes, Mr. President.
All right, so inserted into the records.
And we'd like to recognize our distinguished Deputy Majority Floor Leader, Senator Risa Ontiveros, to also give a manifestation.
Senator Risa Ontiveros is recognized.
Thank you.
Salamat po, Mr. President. By way of a very brief co-sponsorship and more of a manifestation, gusto ko lang pong i-bring sa atensyon ng lahat ng mga kasama dito sa Senado na nung oras na 3:22 p.m. ngayong hapon, 22 minutes lamang mula nung binuksan natin ang ating sesyon at posibleng bago pa ispinonsor ng Ginoo mula sa Pampanga, Senator Kiko, ang ating Sense of the Senate na resolution, may post na naman ang Chinese Embassy Manila tungkol sa paksa ng ating resolusyon. Ngayon naman, si Deputy Spokesperson of the Chinese Embassy, Guo Wei, sabi niya, echoes do not make a claim true. What matters is whether the argument stands up to scrutiny, not how many voices repeat it. At nirepost nila yung visuals ng 15 senators condemn Chinese embassy's criticism of Philippine officials. Na ang ibig sabihin ng unang linya ng post ni Deputy Spokesperson of the Chinese Embassy Manila, Guo Wei, gaya-gaya lang tayo sa isa't isa, tayong lahat na pumirma so far sa resolusyon. Ang ibig sabihin sa post niya, hindi daw tatayo yung ating pagkondena sa mga pinagsasabi nila bago pa ang araw na ito at hindi tatayo yung ating iginigiit na may karapatan at tungkulin tayong itaguyod ang pambansang interes. At minamaliit niya na halos 2/3 ng Senado ay pumirma nitong resolusyon. Ibig sabihin po, hanggang 36 minutes ago, half an hour before, salita pa rin ang salita ang Chinese Embassy Manila tungkol sa issue na ginawa natin ng resolusyon sa pamumuno ni Senator Kiko. Ganyan pa rin ang tono nila, bastos, walang paggalang. At gusto pa rin nila sila ang masusunod. Hindi lang sa dagat ng Pilipinas, hindi lang sa social media ng Pilipinas, pati sa Senado ng Pilipinas. Kaya saganang akin lamang po, Mr. President at mga kasama, yang ganyang consistent na pambabastos, walang pagrespeto, napaka-undiplomatic na stance, saganang akin lamang po, ay lalong nagbibigay ng urgency na maaprubahan ang ating resolusyon. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Before anything else, allow me to first associate myself with the manifestations of the principal sponsor, Senator Pangilinan, and the other sponsors and our colleagues. Secondly, yes, we will be perhaps studying the resolution, but in the same light, I suggest that we study the possibility of declaring that particular person a persona non grata. And that is very, very serious when the Senate does that. So I suggest that the Committee on Rules study the possibility. Senator Lacson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a point of clarification, and I'd like to address this to the distinguished sponsor of the resolution. Did I hear you correctly when you said that you were amenable to holding committee hearings in relation to this resolution?
Well, I was open to the suggestion. I did not actually say I was adopting it.
Thank you for the clarification. And if I may, Mr. Senate President, I consulted ChatGPT. Only the head of state may declare persona non grata when it involves diplomats. So we can only recommend, if we want to recommend. So persona non grata sa Senate. Yeah, but we cannot declare any diplomat persona non grata, just to clarify, subject to validation by our lawyers in this hall, Mr. President. Thank you.
Well, as I said, it is a suggestion, and let us study the possibility. Majority Leader?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, before we suspend consideration of the matter, I just also want to put my opinion on the matter. I fully support the resolution of Senator Kiko and the 14 others who signed this resolution. Gusto lang namin malaman ng Coast Guard at ating Philippine Navy na hindi sila nag-iisa, na marami sa gobyerno tumutulong at sumusuporta sa kanila. At sa tingin ko, buong bansa, kung magpa-survey po tayo, 90%, Mr. President, maybe 90+% of the Filipinos support our Coast Guard in protecting our islands that have been declared internationally, not just by us, but internationally as our territory, Mr. President, our exclusive economic zone. So when I was Senate President, I echo the same voice as my colleagues here today. I just want to add that voice, that very loud voice, condemning all these acts being done to our Coast Guard and our Navy in the West Philippine Sea. And the fishermen, lalong-lalo na po, hirap na hirap ang ating mangingisda dito sa pangyayaring ito. So we support the resolution, we support our colleagues, we We support our men and women in the field, in the oceans, defending our national sovereignty, Mr. President. So maraming salamat sa sponsors, Senator Kiko, and all those who co-sponsored. But to give our other colleagues a chance to read and study the resolution, let's limit it possibly, Mr. President, with the permission of the body, on discussions on the floor. Let's just do debates and interpellations. No need to bring it up to a committee hearing and then we'll have an extended firefight in the committees, the committee level. I think the debate can actually be done on the floor. Let us discuss the positions on the floor, Mr. President. And then let us debate amongst ourselves what is the best course forward for our people and for our sovereignty, Mr. President. And therefore, to all our colleagues, maybe some time to study the measure, I move that we suspend temporarily the consideration of PS Resolution 256 that we can take up on another day, maybe tomorrow, and start the debate, Mr. President. And let's act on it the soonest para pakita natin po sa taong bayan ng Senado ay nagkakaisa para sa soberanya ng ating bansa.
Yes,
Maraming salamat.
I think 24 hours is good enough for us to study the measure. Senator Pangilinan is
It's just a very brief manifestation. Mr. President, if after studying the proposal of the Senate President and that the Senate Majority Leader deems it necessary to file a Senate resolution expressing the sense of the Senate that the President should declare the deputy spokesperson as persona non grata, we will support the measure, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Pangilinan. Majority Leader, yes, the motion is to suspend
Yes,
consideration.
Mr. President.
All right, any objection? Hearing none. Consideration is suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, from the topic of sovereignty, now let us discuss the very important topic of education. We have with us here the education experts behind us, including our distinguished former colleague, Senator Sonny Angara, who's now Secretary of the Department of Education. With that, I'd like to recognize our colleagues. Which one first? We'd like to recognize the chairperson of the, you're the chair, no? The chairperson of EDCOM in the Senate, no other than Senator Bam Aquino, to avail of the privilege hour, particularly on the issue of education and the EDCOM, Mr. President.
Senator Bam Aquino is recognized.
Mr. President, mga kababayan at kapwa ko Pilipino, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. I rise today to submit the Second Congressional Commission on Education's final report entitled Turning Point, A Decade of Necessary Reform. Alongside this report is the 10-year National Education and Workforce Development Plan, or NATPLAN, 2026 to 2035. Alongside numerous colleagues, we have also filed Senate Concurrent Resolution number 8, adopting the National Education and Workforce Development Plan and the recommendations of the Second Congressional Commission on Education as the 10-year policy framework of the national government for education. And at the right time, we hope that the members of this chamber will support this concurrent resolution. Mula pa po sa unang termino natin, binigyan na po natin ng halaga ang advokasya sa edukasyon. At nung sinimulan po natin ang ating pangalawang termino noong Hulyo, binahagi po natin ang goals ng ating committee sa pag-address ng krisis sa edukasyon. Kasama na po ang pag-address sa nutrisyon, kakulangan ng classroom, kawalan ng textbook at internet connectivity, support for teachers, problems with the learning gap and the curriculum, at saka syempre po ang employability. Matagal po nating painiwala na ang unang hakbang tungo sa reforma ay ang tamang pagtukoy sa mga problema. At dahil po sa EDCOM report, nagagawa po natin ito. Mula po noon, diniin na po natin na ang kailangan ng kabataan at ang ating bayan ay edukasyon at hindi korupsyon. Kaya nais po natin pasalamatan ang ating co-chairpersons, Senator Loren Legarda, Congressman Roman Romulo, and Congressman Jude Asidre. Kasama rin po ang ating EDCOM 2 commissioners, Senator Alan Cayetano, Senator Win Gatchalian, Senator Joel Villanueva, and our congressional counterparts, Congressman Steve Solon, Congressman Zia Alonte, and Congresswoman Ana Veloso Tuazon. Papasalamatan ko rin po ang ating dating commissioners, Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator Chis Escudero, Senator Coco Pimentel, Congressman Mark Go, Congressman Khalid Dimaporo, and Congressman Pablo John Garcia. Siyempre po, nais rin po natin magpasalamat sa EDCOM team led by Executive Director Dr. Carol Mark Yee alongside the EDCOM Advisory Council and the Standing Committee members. At siyempre, maraming salamat din sa ating former colleague and former EDCOM Commissioner, now Secretary of Education, Sani Angara, who is with us today, our Commission on Higher Education Chair, Shirley Agrupis, and TESDA Director General, Kiko Benitez. Isa po sa pinaka-nakakabahalang nailantad ng EDCOM report sa mga nakaraang araw ay ang issue ng proficiency. Ito po ang kahusayan ng isang estudyante, hindi lang po sa pagbabasa o literasiya, pero sa husay sa lahat ng asignatura. Ayon po sa EDCOM, kada akyat ng estudyante sa susunod na antas, bumababa ang kanyang kahusayan. Mula po sa grade 3, kung saan 30.5% ang proficient, bumabagsak po ito sa 0.47% pagdating ng grade 12 o sa huling taon ng senior high school.